when you look at it from Wall Street's perspective, the election, what happens on election night, doesn't really impact immediately what happens in the stock market. Wall Street is an interesting creature. You know, they don't care really down deep inside who wins or who loses an election. They want to know a couple things. Who's in charge? Who's making the rules? Who do we have to be nice to get the things done that we want to have done? That's just the way the world works. Hello, everyone. This is Ron Corser with Cornerstone Retirement Partners. We're going to have an interesting discussion today. I'm going to delve a little bit into the political arena, not to take sides. But one of the things that's happened, it started last year and it's gone on this year. We do frequent and periodic reviews with all of our clients here at Cornerstone Retirement Partners. And one of the things that always comes up is, what about the election? What about the politics of the country? What about all this? And it's on everybody's mind, and it's important. It shouldn't be discounted. So we're going to spend today's program talking about the political world that we live in, and will the election have an impact on the market? And if so, how? So we're going to delve into this, dig into it kind of deeply. Again, I'm Ron Corser with Cornerstone Retirement Partners. You can hear today's program on our website at www.cornerstone-rp.com. It's www.cornerstone-rp.com, or you can call our office here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, 616-301-2581. Put your information in there or call us and we'll reach out to you and give you the information you need to make really good decisions for your family. So let's get right into this here, the political world and how it impacts the stock market. One of the first questions we always get is, what's the impact of the coming election in November going to have on the market? Some people are very concerned and are convinced that however the election goes, we're going to have a market correction or a market increase. It's going to have a major boom impact the day after the election. And this is just my opinion, but what I try to help everybody understand is that when you look at it from Wall Street's perspective, the election, what happens on election night, doesn't really impact immediately what happens in the stock market. Wall Street is an interesting creature. You know, they don't care really down deep inside who wins or who loses an election. They want to know a couple things. Who's in charge? Who's making the rules? Who do we have to be nice to get the things done that we want to have done? That's just the way the world works. But for us other folks, you know, we're concerned about the political world we live in. I tell our clients this, and I truly believe it. But again, this is just my opinion. I don't believe the outcome of the election the day after will have a noticeable impact on the stock market. But here's what I do say. Elections do have an impact on Wall Street, on your investment portfolio, on the economy after the election. What do I mean by that? Well, think about this. In the 2020 election, the markets didn't crash and they didn't go through the roof. But what did happen over time, and some of it quickly, is the administration that came into power started making changes in the regulatory environment, the rules and things like that. So immediately, some of the oil exploration and drilling was shut down. Some rules were changed on the border. Some things, because of COVID, we started spending a lot of money. But those were things that happened by the administration in power. So elections have significant consequences, but not right away. They happen over a period of time. And so what did we end up with some of the rules and regulations that went into effect and some of the spending? We got pretty high inflation. We still suffer from that. We have a stock market that as of the end of October last year, really absolutely kind of went parabolic and through the roof. Why? Because there was a lot of words spoken, unspoken on Wall Street that the Federal Reserve was going to cut interest rates 6 times in 2024. So that impacted the markets dramatically, particularly what everybody's calling the Magnificent Seven stocks. You know which they are: Apple, Alphabet, Tesla, those kinds of stocks. So, and they're still pushing the market. Last year, 82% of the stock market rise in the S&P 500 was accounted for by these 7 stocks. So when the market knows we have a cut in rates coming, it tends to generate an upside. If they think we're going to have more rate increases, it tends to push the market down. So what are we dealing with right now? A lot of confusion. We haven't had 6. We may get 1. And it's just my prediction, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm predicting right now, and you can quote me on this, they're going to have at least 1 right before the election. I just think the market's looking for that, and they'll get it. But we're between a rock and a hard place as regular investors. I'm not talking about Wall Street. I'm talking about us normal folks. So this is how elections have an impact on what's going on in our life. Number 1, taxes. We've talked on programs before that the 2 biggest expenses we're ever going to have in our retirement plan is taxes and healthcare costs. So number 1, think about this. We have a government that continues to spend money, and both parties do it. This is not a slam against one or the other. Some want to spend more than others, but they spend like crazy because it's not their money. But the impact on us regular folks is spending does a couple things. Number 1, it devalues the dollar. The more dollars we print, the more dollars we have out there. The dollars that we control today, the value goes down. Most of us understand that. So it also happens when spending, it can increase inflation. And the impact of the last election on inflation, I think, has been very dramatic. Think about this. Inflation is not a year-to-year thing. Inflation just keeps going up. We've been told now that inflation has come down to about 3.5% this year. Well, that's true, but it's on top of about a 9% last year. So prices are up 12 to 15% over the last year and a half or so. Inflation, it just keeps going up all the time. So that impacts how we invest, that impacts how we spend, it impacts our taxes. So the government rules and regulations and things that are coming down the road, the current administration owns it and controls it. And we as investors and we as folks that are getting ready to retire in retirement, we're paying the price for that. So what that really brings is we're used to talking about risk. And if what I'm starting to talk about has kind of touched a soft spot or ring a bell inside your head, give us a call here at Cornerstone Retirement Partners. I'm Ron Corser. You can call and ask for me at Cornerstone. That's 616-301-2581, or go to our website, www.cornerstone-rp.com. Put your information in there, and we'll reach out to you and help you get the answers you need to make good decisions. Why do I, as a financial advisor, listen to what our clients have to say, number 1, but delve into the whole topic of politics, the economy, because it's important. It's not that we're choosing one side of the aisle or the other. I'm just saying that politics on the long term has an impact on our money, and we're seeing that already. So we know that the government can do things that impact us, and that's called legislative risk. We're used to talking about stock market risk, interest rate risk, but really another big risk is legislative risk. What's the government going to do? What are they not going to do? Are they going to raise taxes? What are they going to do? Right now, think about this. We're dealing with a debt ceiling. We have about $33 trillion of debt, and it's growing at about $100 million a month, I've been told. I don't even understand that number. I really don't. I think if $1 trillion fell on me in $1 bills, it'd crush me. So it's got to be a really big number, and there's no way out of it. The problem we have now is that we have to continue, the government has to continue to spend money to keep the economy going. to keep Wall Street going, to keep the markets up as best they can. But right now, we've got a real serious problem. Everybody recognizes it. I've been told and read that right now the interest on the debt is over $1 trillion a year. It's pushed that way. It's higher than the defense budget. That creates problems because number one, how do we handle this as a government, and what's the impact on us as investors, as retirees? Well, it's going to raise taxes. They have to. The idea that there will not be a tax increase coming in the future, both near term and long term, is kind of foolish to think that's going to happen. Number one, the current tax rules that we have go out of favor in about 1.5 years. On January 1st, 2026. The current tax rules and all the brackets and all of that were put in place in 2017 by that administration are sunsetted out. So even if nothing changes, we're going to have an increase in taxes. The other part is that with increasing debt, the government has to raise taxes. They have to do something. And whenever they raise taxes, that just takes more money out of our pocket for retirement planning. And it's something that everybody has to really deal with it in income planning or retirement planning. One of the things we do here at Cornerstone Retirement Partners, when we try to help people create an income plan of retirement, a written plan that shows where every dime is coming out of every different kind of security or investment account, is we do plan for taxes. It's not a saying you're going to be okay, don't worry about taxes. You have to worry about taxes. So we actually built in tax issues into a retirement income plan. Why is that important? Because you spend after tax money. That's what you live on in retirement, not before tax. So you may take $3,000 a month out of your IRA, but it's going to be taxed. So that really means maybe you have $2,600 or $2,700 to spend. But if you need $3,000 a month coming out of your IRA, you have to take out more, maybe $3,300, $3,400 to give you what you need. So taxes are really important, and it's important to keep our eye on it. And any good investment firm should do that. We do it. We're absolutely focused on taxes. In our own firm, we help our clients with tax returns too, which gives us a little more ability to help them. So those are things to think about. Here's another big issue coming down the road, and we know it: Social Security and Medicare. We know those are government-funded programs. What government-funded means, right, is taxpayers are paying for it. We know a couple things about Medicare. It's in worse shape than Social Security. It's been estimated that by about 2028, Medicare is going to go bankrupt unless they make changes. They're going to make changes. They're not going to let the healthcare system blow up. But any change they make is going to require an increase in taxes somehow. So it may be 2028 that's going to happen. Those of us on Medicare are still going to have healthcare. The government may make some other changes in it. They're going to do something to keep it going. But ultimately, it always involves either raising taxes or lowering benefits or a combination of both. Any one of those impacts the income plan that you have in retirement. So I'm touching on a lot of, I think, important things here. The need to build an income plan in retirement that considers taxes, that considers the cost of healthcare, that considers other legislative risks. Here at Cornerstone Retirement Partners, we always build that stuff in to the income plan. So again, if you're interested in talking about us, if I've touched kind of a hot button with you, give me a call here at Cornerstone Retirement Partners. I'm Ron Korsher. Call it 616-301-2581. That's 616-301-2581. Or go to our website, www.cornerstone-rp.com. Put your information in there. We'll reach out to you and help you with these important issues. So we know that something's going to have to change with Medicare, and they'll decide what it is. They won't do it this season because it's election year. They'll try to do and talk about it when they figure the politicians won't lose their seats no matter what they do. Always remember there's a political part to all of this, and it's something that we as normal folks don't have a lot of control over. We just have to respond to it properly. The other government issue is Social Security. even on your Social Security amendment, it says on your statement that somewhere around 2034, we'll only have enough money in the Social Security system to pay out 75% of the benefits. Now, this is just my opinion. Ron Corser talking to you from the heart. I don't think they're cut Social Security benefits. And the reason I don't think that is that'll get us so mad, we'll vote all these politicians out of office. So the most important thing in their life is to get reelected, and they're not going to cut Social Security benefits. But they may change, they may do some things to create more cash flow for the system. That's always mean it's going to take some money from somebody, probably our younger kids, our grandchildren, to fund those things for us who are in the Social Security system. But they may also increase how they tax the Social Security benefits, because those benefits are taxable potentially. So you see, when you step back and you start to say, well, I want to create a retirement plan and I want to do all these wonderful things and enjoy retirement. Part of enjoying retirement is to make sure that you work with an advisory firm like Cornerstone Retirement Partners, us, that has created an income plan for you that deals with the tax issue, the cost of healthcare going forward, because those are going to be the two biggest costs going forward. What's going to happen to your other benefit levels and Social Security, things like that. It's important to consider those now, as opposed to saying, oh my goodness, something just changed. Now what are we going to do? You never want to panic when it comes to your retirement income plan. You want to take as much time and dig deeply, as much as you have to make sure you cover everything of importance to you and your family when it comes to what the government may or not do to us. So the national debt is probably going to continue to go up. They're going to print more problems by printing more money. We know all those things. And we have two choices, right? We can go down into the cellar in darkness and curse the darkness and eat worms, or we can be proactive about this and say, look, these things are probably going to happen somehow, some way, and they're going to have an impact on me. And I'm not sure what that impact will be, but we can help you create an income plan in retirement, an investment plan that helps the income plan, that takes into consideration these important political issues. And they are basically political issues. Yes, they're economic, but they're political. So if what we've touched on today is important to you, I'm Ron Corser with Cornerstone Retirement Partners. Give us a call here at 616-301-2581, or go to our website, www.cornerstone-rp.com. Put your information in there, we'll reach out to you. Even if you have a current plan that seems to make some sense, but would like a set of eyeballs to look at it, that says, look, Ron, you've talked about these different things that are coming down the road that are going to have impact on me. Is my current plan is going to stand up to it? So give us a call. I'm Ron Corser, 616-301-2581. Go to cornerstone-rp.com. Put your information in there and we'll help you. We have, as we know, we have very little control over what sometimes I jokingly call the psychopaths in Washington, D.C. But what we do have control over is how we manage our retirement income, our retirement savings, our retirement plan. We do have control over that. And we have control over the amount of risk we allow to come into our plan. So give us a call. We can help you with this. I'm Ron Corser, Cornerstone Retirement Partners, 616-301-2581. Don't be discouraged about what's going on around us. I'm one of those guys that believe we still have the single greatest country in the world. Not without problems, but the single greatest country in the world. And because we're the single greatest country in the world, I think we'll respond in a way going forward that will help alleviate some of the problems we have. But we still have to respond to it. We still have to perhaps make changes in where we are to take advantage of what's coming down the road, not just to be protected, but perhaps take advantage of one. So give us a call here at Cornerstone Retirement Partners, 616-301-2581. We will help you. The promise I make is really simple. If you allow us to take a look at where you are, you'll know the following: that you're okay, or B, that you need to make some changes, and C, here's some of the things that you might consider changing that will help improve your current situation. So give us a call, Cornerstone Retirement Partners, 616-301-2581. Thanks for tuning in. You can catch this program on our website and everything else we've done. Take care.
Tune into Cornerstone Retirement Partners' full radio program, Your Course to Retirement, Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock at News Radio WOOD, or visit cornerstone-rp.com for many valuable resources, including those mentioned on this show and other great episodes of Your Course to Retirement.
The content of this radio show is provided for informational purposes only and is not a solicitation or recommendation of any investment strategy. You are encouraged to seek investment, tax, or legal advice from an independent professional advisor.
Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor Group is solely an indication that the financial advisor has attended training provided by Ed Slott and Company, passed biannual examinations on material covered at conferences and in webinars, and met other membership requirements, and does not constitute an endorsement of any kind. Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor Group members pay a fee for the educational programs that allow them to be included in the Ed Slott's Elite IRA Advisor Group. Membership does not guarantee investment success. Fiduciary duty extends solely to investment advisory advice and does not extend to other activities such as insurance or broker-dealer services.
Advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, a registered investment advisor.
Advisory clients are charged a quarterly fee for assets under management, while insurance products pay a commission, which may result in a conflict of interest regarding compensation.
Any investments and/or investment strategies mentioned involve risk, including the possible loss of principal. Any comments regarding safe and secure investments and guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes.